I've run since school. I always thought because I was small I would never be able to run very fast. I don't know, it's something in your head, you think you need long legs and things. So because I didn't think I had any future in it, I got distracted and fell out of it a little bit when I went to college and discovered sort of going out and drinking and having fun. And then my dad suggested I do a marathon because it's something I'd mentioned I wanted to do because he's done loads and I've always been interested in it. And then each year from that, I just got faster and faster. So without meaning to, it was just that I wanted to see the world and run a marathon in different countries and cities. So, and then, yeah, I got the bug, I guess, after that. I studied medicine and I'm really passionate about that as well. Seeing people at their worst times and going through such difficult things helps me put stuff into perspective. Running, although I love it and it gives me a lot, it's not that important at the end of the day. So it helps me realise that if I have a bad race or I have a bad training session, I choose to do it because I enjoy it. So the Bob Graham is a 42 peak round, starts and finishes at the Moot Horton in Keswick. And to get into the Bob Graham club, you have to do all 42 peaks in under 24 hours. And it works out to normally be about 66 miles. Most people choose to do it in summer because I guess you get probably the most pleasant experience and you get to see the fells while you're running on them at least, and it makes much more sense. So over the years, more and more people are looking to do it in winter, I guess looking for that next level of challenge. I definitely knew it was going to be full on, especially since I'd never run in even half that distance before, or even half that elevation. I had no idea how my legs would feel or whether they'd even cope. So yeah, there was a lot of unknowns and yeah, I went into it knowing it was going to be tough. So this is Chez Elsey. It's my little camper van that I've been sleeping in for the last few nights. Main issues is keeping water unfrozen. Oh, here he is. Here's a robin. I'd like to get the record. I think it currently stands at 21:19. So I think it's definitely possible, but it's not going to be easy. Historically, it's done with pacers. For safety reasons as much as anything, and also just a historical community thing. People help each other out on rounds.
I've packed a storm shelter.
Sarah says we have to get in there naked together.
I think that's what you have to do, yeah. So you can't just go out and just do it. You need time, you need practice, you need energy, you need the brain. Crew is everything, and that's why I'm here, and that's why I'll be here on the day. The role of the pacer is you've pretty much got to be exactly what the runner wants from you. You get some runners and they want the constant chatter. They want you to talk to them, ask them how they are. Or you want them and they want you completely quiet. They ask you for a gel, you give them a gel. And I think you're just there at the beck and call. It's the ultimate service. Plan tonight, leg 1, leg 2. Elsey's just said about 18-hour pace. Get through it safely. It's cold, but perfect conditions for a winter recce.
You good?
I'm ready when you are.
Let's do it.
Hey guys. How you doing? Oh, 40 seconds to spare. Doing great. Right, so good.
I think Elsey 11,500 feet.
Spicy.
So
that's the most I've ever done in one run, for sure. Essentially, before the round, I was actually full of doubt. I really didn't think it was going to be possible. It just felt like everything was not going right, and just having so many signs. We were worried that the river crossing was going to be too high to pass. Someone said it was chest high and really in spate, so it was running really fast. And then there was worries that the wind would be too high for that ridge. Again, you know, a safety thing. And then, like the day before, I went out for a jog and my calf felt like it was sprained, basically. I was like in tears with Sarah. I was like, I just don't think it's going to be possible. I was like, it felt overwhelming. There was like a lot and I couldn't see myself finishing it. But I just thought I'm kind of too far in it now. And I suppose if you don't try, you'll never know. So I kind of had to put my pride away a little bit and think, right, well, I'll just at least drag myself around with a torn calf the first leg, so it's not as embarrassing. I'm in Keswick in Cumbria. It's the 5th of January, and I'm going to do a Bob Graham round. I think it's like -1 on top, but it feels like -12. So. I probably knew about 50% of my paces. I shamelessly put an Instagram post out for the rest. And I got loads of interest. I was surprised. I was like, well, it's miserable, isn't it, running in winter? But yeah, people were really keen for it. One of my friends, Sharon, she did leg 1, which started at 10 p.m. She had to be up for work the next day. She's got 3 kids. She just didn't bat an eyelid. She's like, oh yeah, I'll do the night one so that I can do everything that I need to do the next day as normal. And then Paul Wilson, who I'd never met before, he's the chairman of the Bob Graham, he just offered to support the whole lot, like, which was just amazing. Again, like another really kind gesture of somebody who essentially I'd never met. I felt the pressure of getting it right and not like failing, because I didn't want to let whoever was sleeping in their car down at like Threcold or Dunmail. And I was just thinking, like, you know, there's a guy driven down from Scotland to do it, and I was like, I didn't like the thought of him having to drive all the way back, having me not even made it to that point. Yeah, I was bricking it, to be honest.
There you go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Yep.
Good luck, Elsey. See you tomorrow.
Fells are just different trails. They're just so much more brutal. There's not normally like a firm path or even like clear way. All the ground is so varied throughout. It's, you know, and once you kind of, 1 minute you're on bog, 1 minute you're on like shaly stuff, another minute you're on a ridge, and it's like relentless steep ups, steep downs, very little runnable flat bits in the middle. And we went off really fast. I felt like we were like sprinting across there. I think that's just the nervous energy. And I think we got up Skiddaw like really quite ahead of schedule. But it was strange, like after the weather had been so awful the whole day, it seemed like suddenly it just really dropped. Like it just felt really calm. It wasn't raining. To start with, the night was really beautiful.
The route's pretty waterlogged as well, so they've been they'll have had it pretty tough.
Well, I think on her plan it says 4 minutes, but knowing her, she'll be in and out as quickly as she possibly can.
Sharon went for a swim.
The biggest drama we had with that leg was the river crossing, because it was pretty fast and it was quite high. So we like jumped in, but we were like kind of holding on to each other. And then I think Sharon like slipped on a rock, and I just felt her like go under. And I turned around and she was like, you know, getting dragged along the river. We just like pulled her to the edge, and I was like, God, are you okay? And she was just like, she was off. She was completely fine and just like made nothing of it.
But no, she was in good spirits. Yeah.
She's doing really well.
Yeah.
We started our way up Clough Head, which is very steep, and obviously that was like protected from the wind. And then as we got to the top of it and ran into what is the craziest wind I've ever ran in. Just the noise of it as well, just like relentless noise. And yeah, there were points near Helvellyn where I was just getting blown onto a rock trying to stand up. Steve would like try and hold me up. Like, it was just like, it seemed like pockets of areas where it was just like impossible to stand, let alone run. And those are the bits where I was like, whoa, like, you know, I know there's sheer drops there, and I was like giving such wide berth to the sides that I knew were sides because, you know, a big gust could come and knock you off your feet. And then, yeah, got back down to the next road crossing, still ahead of schedule, which, you know, in those conditions, just like crazy, really. I don't know how we managed it.
There.
Let's go.
Have a good day.
Yeah, good. I'm happy if she's happy. So that's all that matters, really.
Leg 3 was fairly relentless. I'd say it's going to be, I think, like feels like -10 on tops in the wind chill.
The more rocky and rugged terrain, really kind of steep ground and scrambles and over both fells, the Gaffer particularly, it's really quite gnarly, so normal fun day out.
My favourite part of leg 3 is Lord's Rake, where you go, it's kind of like something out of Lord of the Rings. It's like just sheer like scree going up and you're kind of scrambling.
All the way.
At this point I was at the furthest I'd run, the longest I'd run, the most elevation. I was kind of getting into the realms of like where I wasn't familiar with and wasn't sure how I'd feel. I was starting to get a bit like rubbish at taking stuff on, and I would be telling Brian I'd eaten something when I hadn't. Then it just gets to a point where you just like, feels like you just don't want to face anything. The night just seemed to go on and on and on. We're like, I was just like hanging on to like the daylight coming, and when it did, I did feel a lot better.
I was meant to be racing this Sunday. I was meant to do that
I
trigger.
think she's about 20 minutes behind the schedule at the moment, but it's been a bit rough on the top, but seems to be moving well.
Oh, when we set out to the start, that rain, you kind of thought, there's no way I want to be doing this. And it mentally destroyed me at the start, I think. Yeah, she's always had, well, not a stubborn streak, but a kind of determined streak. You know.
Coffee, was it? Yeah.
My dad jumped in, sometimes my mum was there, so that was really nice. I felt like quite emotional every time I got to the aid stations from then. I don't know, it's just seeing your friends and family when you're going through such an epic journey is a bit overwhelming. Climbing out of Wasdale, see there's that big old climb up U Barrow. But I was like not keen on talking that much. This is where I kind of, these legs now become a little bit hazy. I don't have as many details. I was like, God, it's just like it's be over. It just felt relentless. Like, but I remember Ellis saying, I hadn't asked about times at that point, but then I was slightly interested. I was like, so where are we at today? He was like, right, where we are now, we're kind of 4 minutes behind that schedule. He's like, but you're moving well, so if you just carry on through Honister and keep moving, then it's gonna be possible. So I was like, right, let's do it then.
She's going to run clean through. Yeah, so run is ready. Right.
I got her made that, right?
Oh, good luck sticking.
You gonna keep going?
Well done, Elsey. Keep going.
Yeah, yeah. I thought you didn't want it. Do you want me to come with you? Yeah.
And then yeah, so once we did the 3 peaks of that leg, probably the worst 6 miles of my entire life on that road. And then my dad kept saying, oh, look, you can see the lights of the Texaco garage in Keswick. And I was like, as if they were really close, but I was like, stop saying it, this feels so far away still. Yeah, it was, getting into Keswick was super special, and I was even feeling emotional running like the mile before, thinking about it.
All these people wave.
Amazing. Emotional for you?
It's hard to describe it. It's like relief for sure, and yeah, just massive gratitude for people to be there and watch me do something so insane and weird.
Take that torch off your head. Yeah. Is there anything I can do for you right now?
No.
And just thankful for Sarah for supporting me through it all and never really questioning it. You know, I often come out with like bizarre things that I want to do, and she was just like, okay, let's do it then. I can't say the most incredible day of my life because that was my wedding, but the second most incredible day of my life.
Yeah.
It's quite emotional actually. I was quite surprised how emotional I was in the last 100 metres as we came up here. It's not like me at all.
How does it feel to hold the record? Yeah, it feels good. Yeah, I'm still wrapping my head around it a little bit. You know, it's such a famous thing in the UK, and I'm really proud to now be part of it and hopefully inspire other people to give it a go. I just hope as well, like, more women feel confident enough to go out and give it a go, and I hope I can inspire some of that as well. Running is like, it's kind of like a meditative state, I guess. Like, I can't sit there and actually meditate and not think about anything. You know, my mind wanders, but if I'm running, my mind, it doesn't actually wander. I'm just focused exactly on what I'm doing there and then in that moment. Especially in winter, actually, when you just often don't see people out and about on the trails. It's just you and like a huge amount of space, which is quite difficult to come across in this busy world. So it sounds a bit cheesy, but like loads of birds will fly past and it'll be only you who've seen that thing, and you just feel like it's like kind of your moment. And yeah, I like that side of things.